SuperMarvelSpider-Man 2, we're back with another video. Today, we're reacting to, actually, before that, who remembers the 2010s? Well, a lot of people are trying to make 2026 the new 2016. And I genuinely miss 2016. It was so fun. But, who remembers the 2010s? Who remembers 2018, where we had Infinity War, 2019, Endgame? That was peak. But in 2018, there was something peak. There was a meme, and it was all about Salt Bay and doing his fantastic salt right there, his little animation. But today we're gonna find out what the flip happened to Salt Bay, and yeah, so let's react. If you guys are new here, Super Marvel's Man, and I do this. Yeah, let's react.
Restaurant closures, rapidly declining reviews, and his lowest growth on Instagram in over 6 years. Things have gone from bad to worse for Salt Bay, which is best observed by looking at each controversy up until this unfavorable point. His first time in hot water came just months after Salt Bay first went viral, occurring when fans scrolled back through his Instagram to find this photo commemorating the life of Fidel Castro in the days after his death. At around the same time, Salt Bay had recently opened a steakhouse in Miami, a city to which approximately 500,000 Cubans had fled to as a result of Castro's leadership. Some people just don't think. To post pics like this and then open a restaurant in Miami. Really? I just called and cancelled 2 reservations and told them how I feel about their salt guy and his post. Picture posted a few days after Castro's death. Nice thought, WTF. He should open in Cuba and sprinkle his salt over there. The comments on the post itself echoed a similar sentiment, leading Salt Bay to remove the picture. However, he'd find himself in a similar controversy less than a year later. In September 2018, Salt Bay came under scrutiny once again for providing a feast to the Venezuelan president, who governs a country in which 64% of people have reported losing significant amounts of weight, 11 kilos.
Okay, let me just, before we get, what kind of country, lets, their citizens starve? What the fuck? That's very cruel, very, very wicked. That's a very wicked thing to do. Not that way. I mean the crazy way.
Or 24 pounds on average amid worsening food shortages. As a Venezuelan, it angers me seeing my president feasting on a meal while me and my family were starving. I cannot believe this video. This guy eating tomahawk steaks or whatever that is, and the people from his country dying of hunger. Food tastes so much better when you know the folks back home are starving. After the Venezuelan president then explained that Salt Bay had personally invited him to the restaurant, protests broke out in front of
I don't know what made Salt Bay to do that, but okay.
Salt Bay's Miami restaurant, with one sign reading, "Did you know, Salt Bay, that in the time it took you to wine and dine dictator Maduro with your bloody meat, at least one Venezuelan child died of extreme malnutrition?" However, this might not have even been Salt Bay's biggest controversy for the month. Only 8 days after these protests, a new article was posted reading, "4 tourists are set on fire at Instagram star Salt Bay's Istanbul restaurant, which had happened as a result of a fire show gone wrong." One of the tourists who'd been set on fire was a Czechoslovakian YouTuber and
I thought it's Czech. I thought it's just Czech. If you call a person, you just call them Czech. No, what? I thought it was Czech.
named Tinus Tresnikova, who suffered burns to more than 35% of her body and can be seen with slight but visible burn scars on her Instagram even till this day. Her 23-minute video on the topic, translating to "the moment that changed my life," is unfortunately spoken in Czechoslovakian without.
Mate, I thought it was Czech. I thought it's just Czech. The last time I checked, I thought it was Czech. What? I thought it was Czech. I heard Czechoslovakia, sorry guys if I said it wrong. I heard that, I never heard about that. Well, I did heard that it did split in 1992, something like that. Pretty sure.
subtitles. However, an article posted a year after the incident stated that Tinus had received no compensation for the mistake and that the restaurant had instead destroyed all evidence related to the incident. Salt Bae did eventually pay out $230,000 in compensation, although not to Tinus for permanently altering her appearance, but rather to 4 mistreated employees in Salt Bae's next big controversy. The 4 employees claimed that Salt Bae was taking 3% from their total tips, which was followed by Salt Bae firing the 4 employees after being confronted about it. As a result, the employees launched a wrongful termination lawsuit, explaining that their former boss had an authoritarian, dictatorial attitude who doesn't care about local laws. They even suggested Salt Bae likened himself to Tony Montana and humiliated them on occasions in the lawsuit. Yet Salt Bae responded by stating, "I don't get a share of the employees' tips. I've never done that in any of my restaurants. I was not satisfied with the performance of the 4 employees. They didn't match my understanding of work. They weren't as good as I wanted, so I terminated their contract right away." Yet these 4 employees weren't the only ones claiming that they'd been mistreated while working for Salt Bae. A former employee at the Nusret restaurant in London described it as gold from the outside but shit from the inside, whilst another compared the working environment to the Hunger Games, as staff never knew if they'd be fired during a shift, with a third likening the restaurateur to a dictator. Former employee Frank Tefano stated that he was treated poorly as a result of being American, while another former manager explained his world was nothing but Instagram and fame. The sensation was him. He ended up getting this godlike complex, highlighting Salt Bae's next big problem. With massive Another former manager explained his world was nothing but Instagram and fame. The sensation was him. He ended up getting this godlike complex, highlighting Salt Bae's next big problem. With massive
What the fuck? Hold up, guys, wait a minute.
Instagram and fame. The sensation was him. He ended up getting this godlike complex, highlighting Salt Bae's next big problem. With massive artworks of his one viral moment, and every 3rd Instagram picture being him working out shirtless.
Alright, we had that picture doing his little animation right there. This is Penguin 00. It was so funny, Penguin 00, mocking him. It was so funny.
Same Salt Bae is just a bit too full of himself, and while some degree of ego might be necessary for success, he takes it to a whole new level. When interviewed by The Times in 2019, Salt Bae seemed convinced that every kid wanted to be him, stating, "Now everybody wants to be a butcher because of me."
I remember people who were my days when I was in primary school. I remember people at my primary school dressing up as Salt Bae. Some people act, yeah. Oh my days. Oh.
Now, if you ask a kid, they want to be Salt Bae. They see me as an idol. I'm an inspiration to a lot of people in a very short period of time, also always taking the opportunity to brag about money. Salt Bae had posted an $8,000 bill as well as a different $47,000 bill, yet the picture that really kicked up a stink was the $167,000 bill posted to Salt Bae's Instagram with the title "Quality Never Expensive." The opulent bill mixed with his arrogant description prompted comments such as, "I have eaten in your restaurant, quality is questionable, and I've eaten there, the food was not good," with this sentiment being echoed by countless different people. YouTube channel Google Foods ordered the $2,000 steak before stating this:
"It was not what we expected. For $2,000, I gotta say, I thought it would be way bigger."
Also adding that the $275 tomahawk steak had been cooked incorrectly.
"That was rare even though we ordered medium rare."
What the fuck? I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. Dude, what the flip? What the heck? Obviously, you've seen him meet this red, but holy shoot. I don't even know if I want to eat that or not.
Now, there's nothing wrong with rare steak, but if you order medium rare, you should get what you paid for.
A different YouTuber, UA Eats, who was looking to give a purely objective review, stated that the waiter's performance was fun, yet the quality of the food was no better than any other steakhouse. On TripAdvisor, Salt Bae's London restaurant is ranked at 15,200 out of 15,700 restaurants, with its rating of 2.5 stars, making it worse than 96.8% of all other restaurants in the city. The steakhouse features predominantly terrible and 1-star reviews, with most complaining about horrible quality, bad service, and so incredibly expensive for such a bad quality of food. This guy was upset after the restaurant charged him 44 British pounds for 4 Red Bull.
Are you having a laugh? my. Okay, let me just get this straight. Why the fuck is Red Bull 44 British pounds? Why is it 44 pounds for a Red Bull? No, this is. What? I've never seen a Red Bull that costs 44 pounds. Is this a scam or something? Since when? For 4 Red Bulls. For 4 Red Bulls. 44 for 4 Red Bulls. Okay.
However, at least he didn't call the police after finding out the price, which is what happened over in Florida. Whilst eating at Salt Bay Steakhouse in Miami, Dwayne Miranda ordered 2 standard $275 tomahawk steaks, yet he was instead unknowingly presented with 2 golden tomahawk steaks, being charged more than $5,000 for his meal when he eventually got to the counter. We ordered 2 tomahawk steaks and a rack of lamb for the table. When the bill came, we were shocked by the total. They insisted that we ordered the golden option and charged us $1,000 for each. We absolutely did not order that option. Although we did eat what was brought to the table thinking this was the normal presentation for our order, it was clear that the waiter was trying to take advantage of the situation. After disputing the misunderstanding with management, they decided to involve local law enforcement rather than do the right thing. We paid the disputed $5,000 bill to avoid further conflict, yet this was still minor in comparison to what happened at Salt Bay Steakhouse in Boston. After opening up on the 18th of September,
Okay, I've never seen a shop that just costs, 44 pounds for 4 Red Bulls. I do not know what this company was thinking or this restaurant was thinking, but 44 pounds for 4 Red Bulls. What the fuck? That's mad.
September 2020, the restaurant, quote, almost immediately began racking up health code violations. City inspectors reported that COVID-19 safety guidelines were being flouted, crowds were not social distancing, 2 fire exits were blocked, permits were not in order, the dishwasher was not running hot enough, and the refrigerators were apparently too cold, leading the government to shut the restaurant down only 1 week after opening. In the meantime, Salt Bay posted this seemingly wholesome family photo to his Instagram, yet this would also end in another wave of criticism. Turkey chef Salt Bay meets mother after 2 years, criticized for not looking after her. It seems Salt Bay was getting loads of backlash in every situation, regardless of whether or not he deserved it. For example, when a waiter at one of his restaurants accidentally dropped a steak, Salt Bay would...
The way the employee looked at it, it's like, you cares? Or either he's thinking, oh, this is the moment where I fudged up. I'm sacked. I'm getting definitely sacked. What Jake? He charged twice for the same steak that fell.
Getting roasted in the comments by people saying that he was going to charge them twice. People simply didn't like him, so when he'd actually do something deplorable in December 2000.
I'm sorry guys for a laugh. I can't laugh. God, cough. Oh my. Okay. Guys, this right here. This is the moment here. Was so big would fuck up his career right here. This is the way he fucked up. So this guy had the audacity to go over the pitch and act like he won. A man had to sprinkle his salt everywhere, like he cooked it up. Even you look at picture, let's look at every picture. You see that with Messi right now? Messi looks completely confused. He looks completely after his team won. I think he beat Morocco, but he looks completely confused. He doesn't even know what's going on. He looked like he saw someone did a triple backflip or something, or just did a cartwheel into a split. Like, he was confused. Like, you can easily tell by Messi's face. And so he's just right now in the second photo, he's just thinking, oh yes, I won it. I win that. And that footballer just does not care. And why is Sobe doing that face? Okay. And then I knew it, he had to sprinkle his salt everywhere. You know, he had to sprinkle salt. Even also, he snatched it from that baby as well. But I did not see that baby cry. But if you look and zoom into that baby's face, you can see that baby is disappointed. Looked like he was gonna cry. But so we were looking at him. Let's sprinkle some salt, baby. Okay, and then the third one, yeah, he's still sticking his salt. And Paul does not care. And he acting like he won it. Okay.
2022, the whole world took it as a chance to completely and utterly destroy him. After Argentina beat France in the World Cup final, Salt Bae waltzed onto the field as if he was everybody's best friend. He pestered Messi for a photo, snatched the World Cup from a baby, and bit down on one of the winner's medals, prompting negative comment after negative comment, as well as an instant response from the media who wrote, Salt Bae was pathetically thirsty to get World Cup selfies and pissed off Argentina in the process. Only a day later, the FIFA president unfollowed Salt Bae on Instagram before launching an investigation.
I know someone in the comments is gonna say that's Mr. Clean, that's Mr. Clean right there.
Into how Salt Bae was allowed on the field, revealing that only the World Cup winners and heads of state are allowed to touch the trophy during the closing ceremony, let alone kiss and disrespect it. The next day, Salt Bae tried to show that he and Messi were friends by posting a video of them together in his steakhouse. However, comments such as old video where Messi made a mistake visiting your restaurant showed that fans definitely weren't buying it. Excluding this video, Salt Bae provided no response to his World Cup behavior until just 1 month ago, when he'd finally talk about the event in a tell-all interview. He stated, it was a combination of my love of Argentina and my excitement. I love Argentina, I've lived there. I went to support them. Many of the team have come to the restaurant. I didn't feel a stranger, it was a special moment. I can't do anything about the reason I was there, but I would never ever step on the World Cup pitch again. There were 2 billion people watching the World Cup. How many people are speaking about me? 5 billion, the whole world. I didn't go on the pitch with the purpose of advertising. I just felt like it. Then there was a bit of a surprise. There were at least another 1,000 people on the pitch, but when they showed the video, they make out it was just me. I never ever wanted to overshadow anything. I didn't like the attention, with the possible motive for the explanation being that things haven't been going so well for Salt Bae ever since that.
Okay, before that, I don't know what made Salt Bae think it was a good idea. I don't know what gave Salt Bae the idea to just go into the football pitch like that. Like, sorry guys, sorry to the football fans if I suck Morocco. Oh shoot. Sorry guys, sorry football fans, I'm sorry.
Just 2 weeks prior to giving that interview, Salt Bae had to close down his self-titled Salt Bae Burger restaurant in New York City, which had gained a reputation for selling $99 gold-flaked milkshakes and a $100 burger wrapped in gold foil. On top of this, it's been reported that Salt Bae Steakhouse in Greece is now receiving a third of the bookings it used to, from 600 per day to approximately 200 per day, while his London steakhouse, which we discussed earlier as having some of the worst reviews in the city, recently announced that they'd be reducing their prices in, quote, what appears to be a desperate bid to entice customers back through its doors. Over the last 6 months, Salt Bae has gained approximately 300,000 followers per month, and while this is still a bafflingly high number for someone who seemingly does very little, this is the lowest growth he's had on social media since first blowing up in
After that, I think he got kicked out. He got kicked out by FIFA, kicked him out. And Salt Bae was like, fuck you guys anyway. You're bad for my restaurant. And FIFA did not give a care. Anyways guys, if you guys enjoyed that, make sure you guys like, subscribe. If you guys like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.